Hey everyone, we're back at Sherman Bowling Center and I've got my trusty axe here, my spare ball, and we're gonna work on the 3-6-10 today, so stick around and find out why.
Fifth frame to go by 12. Has it. Really good look.
Talk about a nice ball roll. Watch this. And she get it out of her hand nice. 2019 PWBA Rookie of the Year. Slaps that 10 out nicely.
Right frame to go back in front. Responds. Flirting with disaster again.
All right, we are back at Sherman Bowling Center. We're home for about 3 weeks from the tour season. We spent almost 6 weeks out on tour, traveling around, bowling a lot. The last event was the U.S. Women's Open. I was able to bowl 64 games in 6 days because I had to bowl the PTQ. So if you haven't checked that video out, go check it out. It was a lot of bowling. And so now I'm back and this is my first day back at practice. I took about a week off of practice. I got to put this down because I got to put some tape in. After taking a little bit of a week off, I only have to add about a half a piece of tape. So that's the best part about having a really good fit is I didn't have any tears. I swell a little bit when I start, like in the mornings, for example. I'm swollen. And then as soon as I take a couple pieces out, get warmed up, throw a few shots, and a couple of games, then I have to add all the tape back in. So I actually don't really, if you think about it, I don't really swell that much either. And my fingers and my grips feel really good. Didn't have to change any grips. Had a couple calluses and stuff form, but after all those games, I'm so thankful that my husband is my pro shop guy and he knows how to drill balls. So why do I have the axe here today? Well, I was looking at statistics. I keep track in a notebook of everything that I leave, and then I put it into PinPal, but Lane Talk is a new app that's out that can track so much at the bowling centers while you're bowling competition. And so I hopped onto Lane Talk and realized, well, in competition, I kind of realized it already, that I was horrendous at the 3-6-10. I think I was about 50% of the 3-6-10. The 3-6 was a little bit better. 3-pin, obviously, I think I was 100% on the 3-pin. The 3-10 sucked too. So that's what we're going to work on today in between these tour stops. And I was trying to figure out what's valuable for the channel, for you guys, what you're looking for. And I figured just what I'm doing in a day in the life of a professional touring player. This is what we're working on this week. 3-6-10s. The other thing that I need to work on too is just kind of like revving it harder at the bottom of the, like at release for some patterns, because some of the tour stops, most of them, I guess, I don't know, most of them had, like the top 5 players just had higher rev rates, higher ball speed. So that's something that I'm going to work on later this week. But today, 3-6-10 practice. I'm just going to throw a couple attempts at 3-6-10. And I'll just share as I'm going and then my thought process on this. And I've had a couple conversations with not only my husband, but my coach, Coach Ty Rose. He's my bowling coach, my Team Canada, well, previous Team Canada coach. I was standing at like 13 and kind of going straight up the lane to make a 3-6-10. And some patterns like this, it's fine. I get a little bit of hook at the back. The angle for the 3 and the 6 to hit the 10 was fine. But then I caught a couple patterns where it was a little drier to the right or a little bit shorter and it would hook too much. And that was really frustrating. And I feel really comfortable shooting my 3s and my 9s straight up the lane like that versus from the left. So I might continue to do that. Back in 2019 when I bowled full-time on tour in 2021, I actually shot my 3-6-10 using the same system that I used for my everything else in 10, 6, 4, 7, all of those, using 20 at the arrows. And so I would stand at 27, so 3 right of my 10 pin, and use the middle arrow to shoot at the 3-6-10. Oh, lane 3 has a bump. The topography matters. So that was fine, but I just realized, like, sometimes I'll miss it right off my hand. I'll get the 6-10, or again, it'll hook a little bit, chop the 3 straight off. So frustrating. Or again, if it'll like hook a little bit and the 6 will fall in front of the 10. So what we were talking about when coming up with a strategy for it is moving even further left. And so if you have the 3-6-10 and it's straight in front of you, it's pretty spread, right? So picture that, like it's spread apart, pretty choppable, but as you move further left, it almost like straightens out in a way. Obviously, like if you can move to the other lane, it would almost be stacked. So I'm going to try to move as far left as I can so that the ball can actually hit the 3, the 6, and the 10, instead of relying on the perfect angle for the 6 to fall into the 10. Hope that's making sense to you guys, and I hope that I can execute on this. And so just come with me in a practice session for the 3-6-10. Fortunately, Sherman Bowling Center allows me to practice here, and I'm so very grateful. Unfortunately, I can't just lay out the 3-6-10 here like I could maybe at Brunswick or some other bowling center. All right, so if that's the case, to move as far left as I can, maybe I want to slide on like the last board of the lane, which is 39. I'm going to stand on 35 because I do drift 3 to 5 boards on any given day. So let's go 2, 4, so 35 is over here. And I'm going to draw a line. It should be from in between the 6, the 3, and the 6. But I'm actually going to draw a line straight from the 3 pin because I have a tendency to throw it pretty far right. And I want it to go like straight up the lane toward 3, 6, and the 10. Oh, that's going to work. That wasn't bad. Slid on 38 and a half, and I hit, I think that was 27, give or take. I was looking at between 27 and 28. I was looking at those 2 boards because I don't want to have to try to hit single boards. If you've listened or if you've followed me on this channel for long enough, you know this. I usually look at a couple boards at a time. So why don't I try that again? And I want to keep my elbow in and just roll it toward the 3 and the 6. Wow, this is actually these 3. I don't know if it's the pin in the middle that's making it look offset, but it looks like the 3 is offset on this full rack here. Okay, so 35. I'm gonna have my feet together because I really want my hips square, and that's just for right now. It just feels like if I don't, then I'm gonna leak it right. So let's see if I can hit 27, 28 again. Oh, I hit 30, but I got it again. This is great. All right, well, I'm gonna attempt this a few more times and see how many I can get in a row. Let me know in the comments how you shoot your 3-6-10, if you feel like you're great at it. According to Jason Thomas, who's one of the media guys, the statistic for the 3-6-10 on the PWBA Tour is like 61%, he said. But that's taking into consideration, that's not like, you know, the top 10 on the PWBA Tour, that's the whole tour. So, all right, here we go. So I don't know if that one would have made it because the head pin was there, so I don't know if that caused the 3/6 to be made in that sense, or if I would have chopped the 3 off. That's okay. We'll say for the sake of practice, I did not make that one. So that's 5 out of 6. Uh-oh. Ah! Because of the axe, it hooked a little and I actually made the 3/6. I thought I was going straight for the 6/10. All right, 6 out of 7. I definitely think I would have made that one the hard way. I think that's all right. Yay! So that was 10 for sure made, and then couple questionable where I could have. I don't know if I would have made it hitting it from the 3 or the left side of the 3, and I mean you never really know. And that's great. So I made 10 of them though, like 10 100% certain. And that's awesome. I think that's my highest really statistic. And I just had to be really present, really draw the line and trust that I was going to make a good shot. My ball was going to get over there. So now my goal is to just keep practicing that in the next couple of weeks, feel confident, have it be more habitual and routine-like to go up there. Because part of it for sure is if you haven't been making the spare, you get up there and you're like, well, is this the time that I'm gonna make it? Or there's doubts, that cross your mind. And that's part of being at the elite level, is making sure that those doubts don't creep in. And if they do, then having a plan to have them exit your mind immediately so that you can just trust that your body knows what to do to make the best shot you can. So I hope this was helpful. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and leave us a comment. Let us know. We have one more video that we'll probably do before I leave for Green Bay, and then we've got another 3-week break before the Rochester event, like the Tour Championship. So let us know in the next couple of weeks if there is anything you'd like to see, because we do this every week and sometimes a couple times a week. So with that, I'll see you next week.